Well, she's a mega idol all around the world, perhaps with the exception of the USA. She's conquered the music charts, she's gained credibility against the odds, she's proven herself as a world-class live performer. That's very important to the fans, live. But as we approach 2015, some fans are asking just one question: has Kylie Minogue lost her mojo? Has she lost her way? Her last album, Kiss Me Once, sold just 200,000 copies worldwide. And for an artist of Kylie's calibre, that's incredibly poor. I'm joined by Michael Elbasher, another diehard fan like myself. G'day, Michael. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
What do you reckon, Michael? I mean, that's the question that a lot of fans are arguing about at the moment. Some fans say, leave her alone, this is perfectly normal, she's doing what she wants to do. But I think there is a silent majority, some of whom are banned from internet sites for voicing their opinion, even though it comes from a place of great respect. I think a lot of fans really do think that she's lost her way. How do you feel about it?
I completely agree with you here, Tim. There's been too many people around her that she's trusted over many years, and which are amazing people, but she tends to keep those very close to her.
Come on, name names. You're talking about William. You're talking about William Baker, aren't you?
You know what? William Baker is extraordinary kind of guy. Yes, that's one of the people.
we like William Baker, but he does. Some fans, I'm one of them, tend to think that he does use Kylie for his own purposes a little bit. And even though I think he's fantastic in some ways, he's not a photographer, he's not a videographer, and he does things that probably should be handed over to people who have more professionalism than he does.
That's correct. And you know what? You are completely correct on this as well. So, you know, and even with her live performances, Kiss Me Once, I'm looking forward to seeing that, and hopefully that will also blow us away, and I think it has blown a lot of people away. Hard
to talk about that, isn't it? Because we're both in Australia, we haven't seen it yet. I'm sure you've seen the clips, like me, though. I always say I'm not going to watch the clips. I'm not going to watch the clips. And by the way, there's a TV special coming out on it on December 23, I think it is.
Yes.
Will you be watching that?
No, well, I can't because I'm in London.
Oh, come on, Michael. We're in the age of the internet. You'll be able to download it, won't you?
I'll probably watch it, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'll be downloading it, putting it on the big screen. Unfortunately, I sort of ruined the live moment, but I'm not prepared to wait till March. So, and she also got rid of her manager, Terry Blamey, of 25 years. So that sort of contradicts a little bit of what you're saying, that she's got the same people around. She's actually had a fresh team with Rock Nation, hasn't she? So do you think...
Yeah, in some ways she has. Yeah, she's in her recording process has changed, and she's been working a lot in LA with this one, obviously. However, it's the same person. People. Yeah, choosing the songs and
same person. Come on, you're skirting around the issue here. You think William Baker's got a lot of responsibility here?
Let's go with Parlophone.
Oh, okay. Yep, true.
Parlophone needs to change, and it is changing. It has changed.
Well, apparently, there's a bit of speculation around that. Some people say it has changed. Some people it's about to change. Some people say it's not about to change. So,
with industry, with a few people from say, hey, let's not mention names, but let's just say they have confirmed that she's leaving Parlophone.
Well, look, maybe I know a lot of people sort of lay a lot of blame at Parlophone's feet. So, maybe they're right, and if they are, then I hope the change works for the better. Sometimes, Michael, though, I think fans take aim at everyone else in the team other than Kylie.
Yeah.
Because here's my take on things. You might agree, you might not.
Yeah.
I have a feeling Kylie herself has lost a certain spark and a certain energy. I wanted to love Kiss Me Once. I went on the internet every day waiting for it to leak for months. And when it finally did, I wanted so much to love it. Yeah. I didn't love it. I don't think it's a bad album. Some people say it is. I don't think it's bad. I just think by Kylie's standards, I don't know exactly what it is. There's just no corking songs on it. And I don't know, it all just feels a bit samey to me. And then even the live performance where she shines usually. Again, I haven't seen it, so I'm going to be criticised beyond anything for saying this, but I just think she's going through motions. That's what it feels like to me. She's walking the strut, the peacock strut that she does.
Yeah.
and she's singing the songs, but I feel like it's just not all the time. There are a few exceptions to that, but a lot of the time it feels like she's going through the motions.
Okay, I completely, I'm agreeing with you here, Tim. And there is that kind of...
You're a very smart man.
Yeah, thank you. I'm not going to sit there. I love my Kylie. You love your Kylie.
I do.
We all love our Kylie. Now, the thing is, there's just been a few mistakes that's happened recently with the singles release, so forth.
Wow.
There's a lot of unreleased tracks that are better
Yes.
than the ones that made on Kiss Me Once.
Yes.
I think they've gone for too... Kylie doesn't need to be too commercial anymore. She needs to do what she wants to do, and then that's the issue here now with the record company. And Kylie does call a lot of the shots, and let's just not just blame it particularly on each person. Kylie needs to move forward. She's changed her management from Terry Blame of 25 years to Rock Nation. Now, Rock Nation are very, very powerful in the USA and all over the world, as far as I see things.
Yep.
And now she needs to use them more and work with maybe perhaps more creative people over there. That's what I think should happen.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. But I think that's where we all feel a bit let down, because she made the move to Rock Nation, and we knew that it had an American influence, apparently a younger influence, a more trendy, hip, cutting edge, experimental, all of that. And then they came out with Kiss Me Once, which is anything but all of those things. And I think that's, and especially when you consider what we had before Kiss Me Once as a little entree, as she called it, which was Skirt. And much as I didn't think Skirt was fantastic, I loved the concept of the sound. I thought, okay, she's heading into a sound that's different. And then there are tracks which are offcuts off the album, like Mr. President and Crying, Sleeping with the Enemy.
Oh, I love it. Love it.
Great song. Why didn't she go the whole hog? The album is like bits and pieces. It was like she was too scared to go the whole hog. That's what it feels like. Yeah,
no, you're right. Those tracks you mentioned, Skirt, I would have preferred that over Into the Blue. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. Into the Blue is very beautiful Kylie, very
Kylie, but that's what we weren't expecting. We weren't expecting very traditional Kylie, and she delivered it. And she even boasted about it. Oh, we knew as soon as we heard it, it was a very Kylie song. Well, that's not what we were all hoping for.
No, you are correct, and I think that is also the record company's decisions with what goes on to the albums, and Kylie's decision as well. And I think they wanted to play it safe. Now, Kylie doesn't need to play it safe. She needs to push those boundaries.
Oh, especially now. I really think she's at a crossroads, and I agree with you 100%. If she doesn't start pushing the boundaries, I think she's going to fade into oblivion. And I know that she's faced other times in her career, and people have written her off. I personally never have. I knew after Impossible Princess she'd come back. I knew after other lows she'd come back. This one I really do think is a critical time, mainly possibly because of her age as well, but it's mainly her passion. That's what worries me. I feel like the passion just isn't there anymore.
You know what? It actually does. You can sort of see it in her live performances. She's bored with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she's still great, but she just... Okay, this is what I think is lacking, drama. It used to be Kylie, before she even came out, there was a build-up and there was a knot in your stomach, an excitement, and then there was a mystery about her. Ironically, since she started to be more candid in interviews, ironically, since she started to be more of herself, which was actually what we criticised her for, not being herself in interviews, since she started to do that, I feel like some mystique has been lost. Maybe that's... maybe she's at that place where she's a little bit confused as to where and what she expected with signing with Rock Nation. What did she say, Michael? She said she had an epiphany. She was sitting there and she had a moment where she realised that there had to be a change. And I assume that change is talking about her management, the Rock Nation thing. I mean, it sounds like she had this epiphany of change, yet, like I keep saying, she didn't change the music, which is the most important thing. Yeah,
well, I think, you know what, the record process of this, it was just too much for her, I think, because it was new. It was new. Can you hear me, Tim? Yeah.
I can hear you, and too much for her in the sense she was also going through a breakup at the time.
Yeah, I thought with Andres. So I just think that was a bit sad, actually. However, Yeah, I thought she were perfect together. But then again, it's Kylie calls the shots here, not me.
You had a man crush on him, didn't you, Michael?
We all did, didn't we?
He seemed like a nice guy, I've got to say.
I did see him actually in New York.
Did you?
Yeah.
Is this after or before or with Kylie?
This is For Me, For You.
Ah, right, yep.
Yeah. I travelled to New York and saw her. So
Did you? Did you go over and see the For Me, For You? Which, by the way, is apparently not the name.
Jealous.
I'm very jealous. I don't know where you get the money for all this. Must be your book.
You know what? The book, no, that was before.
No, you've done well, because I also saw you in the audience of her Australian Today Show performances.
Yes, I was, and that was through a fan from from Melbourne that couldn't make it.
And by the way, how many people did you elbow out of a way to go and stand right behind Richard Wilkins when he was on air?
To be honest with you, Tim,
your big show off.
No, what happened was because I was an author. I wanted to step back, and I didn't want to be right in front of Kylie's face.
Right.
So I stood right back for a reason, because I had my book to give to her.
You stood right back and then right in front of a camera at the back of the studio.
Yeah, that's right. And then what happened next? They must have seen me, and they must have saw. Oh, this guy, Mike. We'll stand. Richard's like, we'll stand behind Michael.
Oh, is that right?
That's how it happened.
Bit of eye candy, you reckon?
Yeah. I reckon Kylie must have said, Richard.
That's the one over there. I want him. So, what about some of the performances, Michael? I've got to say, with the singles since Into the Blue, I thought she really approached it well at the beginning. I like the song like you. It wasn't what I had hoped for. But with the performances, dropping into nightclubs and performing them by surprise, in inverted commas, I thought that was all really strong tactic. But I mean, then I look at things like I was going to cancel at the Logies. What was that? I mean, honestly, this is, first of all, the worst film clip she's ever made, in my opinion, and that's saying something. She's a 25-plus year career, and of all of those years, I Was Going to Cancel is the dodgiest, worst video she's ever made. And then that performance was, I find it was just like a high school musical, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know what? I think, personally speaking, I didn't think it was that bad at all. Look, it's pretty bad when Irene from Home and Away is in the background upstaging you. That red-headed woman, she was more magnetic than Kylie. I didn't see it. I must have missed that.
No, watch it back. There's this red-headed lady who's just I love it. The only reason I watch that performance over and over is for my red-headed lady. She's about 90 years old.
Oh, I need to see it again, because I was focusing on Kylie and seeing how fresh and beautiful she looked.
She did,
and then watching her performance was quite different, weird, but in a good way. I thought, okay, well, Kylie's pushing the boundaries here. However,
true.
That's what I thought personally.
True.
And I thought, okay, well, this is different choreography. This is great. Well, she's I get, and you can see that everyone was really excited to see Kylie there. After so many years, which was great to see her back at the Logies.
Was she miming?
Was she miming? That's the question. Kylie, whether she was miming to a pre-recorded track, whether she was miming the track at all, I don't think she was miming. It was just a bad sound.
Yeah, it wasn't good sound, and I'll tell you what, it's not a good look. Whether you're miming or not, it's still not a good look when you say something at the end of a performance and it doesn't come through the microphone. I know there was a technical reason for that. I get it. Yes. It's just a terrible, terrible look, especially for Kylie, especially in Australia, where she is the biggest target when it comes to her voice, much more than in the UK. In Australia, people just commonly think she can't sing.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Like, I mean, we all know Kylie can sing.
We do.
She's better. So I'm so sorry. She's better than all her peers.
Beautiful voice.
Performances.
Beautiful.
Amazing. And I don't have to say anything further than that. And if you haven't seen Kylie, you should go and see Kylie, and you know what I'm talking about.
It was interesting to see Kylie in Damage Control too, which is the performance that you were at the Today Show in Australia. Very soon after the Logies, she deliberately stripped some of the Kiss Me Once songs back to acoustic, so that and this is Kylie in Damage Control showing the world in a very subtle way, not subtle. I'm not sure. I can sing. Her hands up in the air. I can sing, but so it still stings. She says she's got over those old wounds here in Australia, but they reopened for her last year.
What? It's so sad that happened, because Kylie's always happy to be home, and she did obviously the Australia's Got Talent, which is great to see her like that.
Oh, The Voice, yep.
Sorry, yeah. So what did I say? If I got talent, yeah, The Voice.
I think
sorry.
that was Danny.
That was Danny. Sorry, The Voice. And
Yeah.
basically, what happened when I actually was lucky to go to see Kylie on the Today Show when she was in Sydney, performance you're talking about. And in between takes, people didn't see this, and I need to mention that in between takes, Kylie was on fine form, and she was in charge. She was in control, and then there was obviously she had her live band on the stage ready to go, and there was obviously she's singing Into the Blue, rehearsing before we went on air. And let me say, she got this divish moment about her. She's like, and I'm watching, and then she's like, bit more guitar, please, bit more guitar.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I was like, wow, exactly that. Watching Kylie know what she's doing.
See, that's the thing, though. There's some of the evidence that she is in control. And if she is in control, and I believe she is to a great degree, obviously some things are out of her hands, single choices perhaps, but if she is in control, we need to be apportioning some of the blame, if you want to call it blame, or responsibility for what's going wrong at the moment. We need to apportion it to her. I really wish she'd get that energy back. I wish she'd be more dramatic with her performances and even her public appearances. I think she needs to get the mystique back about her. Let's go back to basics, Michael. What do you like about Kylie? Why are we fans in the first place?
First of all, Tim, I don't like Kylie. I love Kylie. Sorry, I have to put that in.
Well, let's just put it on the table. We're both obsessed with Kylie. We've been there from the beginning. That's vast majority of our lives we've spent worshipping this little lady's feet.
Yeah, I think she'll be obsessed with me once she reads my memoir.
She'll be at your big hairy feet.
So yeah, as I said, okay. What I love about Kylie is her just Kylie. Kylie's always been Kylie, smiley Kylie. Kylie's always been just a beautiful person. She's always been also not diva-ish. I just love her attitude, love her work commitment, love her look. She's sexy. She's Australian.
Yep.
And she's also inspiring. And that's what I love about Kylie. She's had to obviously go through what she needs to go through with look, we all make mistakes, but she comes back roaring in the end. She always comes back.
And you think that this that is the case this time around? Will she come roaring back?
Yes, she will. And you know what? She's coming back. It's out of my sort of, I shouldn't say this, she's coming back with a new record company, which will give her that oomph. Okay,
$1 million question. What do you think she needs to do to come back with a vengeance? What does she need to change? What does she need to do?
Fresh people around her.
Mm-hmm.
Get rid of all the existing, minus a couple of her close ones, obviously. Get a mix of people in there, which she has in the recording process, like Faraday, for example. She's worked with him a lot. And she needs to work with someone that understands her.
But I mean, for me, ultimately, there's two things that need to change. One is the music. She needs a fresher sound. Now, that's easy for me to say, a fresher sound. What is a fresher sound? I think where she was heading with Skirt and Mr. President and that sort of, I don't know what you describe that music as, but whatever that sound was, an album like that.
Yes.
Because she's still young enough to exude and get away with that sort of sound. And I also think the performances, she needs to have dramatic performances. Dare I say it? A little bit, borrow a little tiny leaf out of Lady Gaga's book. A little bit of theatre in the performances. She used to do that. There used to be a little bit of theatre, even if you think of Intimate and Live and things. There was a bare stage, but somehow her face and everything, she was telling a story. There was a bit of drama there in the way she performed, and it's just not there now. Now she struts. I'd like to see her dance. Actually, that's another thing I mean by theatre. I think that she really can dance. And when she did Illusion in the Aphrodite tour, I wanted to see more of those moments. I found that part breathtaking when she actually moved, because she can move. I know she's 45 or 47 now, 47, but
she can.
No excuse. She should still move. Move, Kylie, move.
Yeah, and I think she does dance in this new one as well.
So good.
I think there's more dancing.
So
and you're right, I completely agree with you. And there's basically with Kiss Me Once, the album is done and dusted, as far as I can see it.
And I'm glad about that. Isn't that sad for me to say? I've never been so happy to see an era come and go.
Yeah, I just a bit sad that the Enrique song wasn't released.
Oh, you wanted Beautiful, did you?
Yeah, I think it's a beautiful song. And I know the recording, the whatever it is.
No, I liked it. I liked it, Michael.
Yeah.
I'm mocking it, but I liked it. I thought it was good.
I just think like, there's a missed opportunity, Kylie and Enrique.
So am I going to see you at the Sydney Entertainment Centre?
Oh, yes, you will see me, and I've got gold seats.
You got gold seats. Hang on, where am I? You keep talking, Michael. I'm going to get my tickets.
I'm on gold seats. Right on the first elevation, right near the stage. Obviously, the catwalk with my sister-in-law, who's seen the concert. That's my actor brother.
Friday, the 20th of March, 8 p.m. Kylie Kiss Me Once tour. Frontier Touring presents. And I definitely couldn't afford the gold tickets. I'll be way up the back. And I'm not saying where I'm sitting because do you know what Kylie fans are like? They're going to want to slit my throat after listening to this. So I won't be telling them.
Say hey.
Oh yeah, I can tell them a little hint. I'll be sneaking through gate A if you want to have my guts for garters. There you go.
Yeah, well, we'll definitely catch up prior to that.
Yes,
we always do. And also, having said that, I'll be taking my sister-in-law, who's never seen Kylie before, who loved her on The Voice, so that she'll be my date. And also, I just want to say with the Say Hey forum, there are some ridiculous people on there. I just need to add this.
Well, there's only ridiculous people there, Michael. They have now banned or pushed away or made unwelcome anyone who had any sense of fun, which is the most important thing. A lot of people had their tongue in their cheek, but no. And that guy who I know you like and I don't, I think his name's James, the Botox man in England, who banned me from Say Hey because I have a theory that Kylie believes Botox contributed to her cancer. I really believe that because she spoke quite negatively about it after her cancer. James had a vested interest to ban me from saying that. I mean, Say Hey is just a shadow of what it was.
You know what? To be honest with you, I've been also banned for life.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, I've gone on there with some other user, then they banned me again. They called me a troll. And then I'm like, oh my God. So then I was like, okay, this needs to get further than this. I spoke with Neil, who runs the,
Neil's about as useful as a third nipple.
He apologised.
He's a nice guy, but he's useless.
But it's like, who moderates, sort of your forum? I think it disgusts me as a Kylie's, one of the biggest fans, having been banned for life.
Mm. And the other thing they did to me is one of the moderators changed words in my post to make me seem like a fool. Can you believe that? I thought it was against the law.
But you know what? This is the thing, Tim. Like, I think I do go on there, but as a huge Kylie fan, I still go on there. Don't you worry about that. But I will go and have a look at what's happening, but I don't read the stupid posts that people think. There's a lot of negativity on there.
Well, because they've kept only a certain group of people who all share the same opinion. I used to love it when it was crazy on Say Hey. I thought it was the pulse of Say Hey, the fact that everyone was always in a hysterical drama.
Yeah, but
that was fine.
But there's the same people. There's a lot of parlophone people there, unfortunately.
Is that right, is it? And some people say Kylie's on there.
Kylie always, apparently she goes on there and has a look. But you know what?
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't even, if I was her, I wouldn't even look there twice. Mm-hmm. But if she wants me to look for her and give her some information, just get in contact with me, Kylie, and I'll let you know exactly who's who. And but as I said, Say Hey is just completely pathetic sometimes.
So I'm glad we ended on a positive note, Michael.
I think Tim and I should really start a forum, a proper one, and we can moderate it. It's just I just think that we need to have another forum where we can actually Australian forum for Kylie. You know what I mean?
Just one where you can express your views freely.
That's it,
and I don't care if people disagree with it, but I just don't want my posts rewritten, deleted, moved, banning me. I mean, it's just crazy. I'm not even that offensive as a person, so I'm just stunned.
But you know what? It's better off. I'm better off that you band. But I'll go in now. And I still look at whatever.
Well, you have to, don't you? Because that's where we get our information from. So look, Michael, let's both hope that there's a great new era around the corner, whatever that happens to be.
Yeah.
I hope that Kylie stops and has a family. I don't know if that's possible. She doesn't seem to know if that's possible. I hope she adopts. I hope she somehow creates a family. I hope it's not true that she's going out with that very old sleazeball that's slept with every Hollywood woman. Look, I wish her happiness, and I hope she does get her mojo back, because I believe she's lost that. So let's hope the next era is going to be a killer.
Yeah. And I think Rock Nation will get it right eventually with her.
I think so too. I've still got faith in Rock Nation. So, Kylie, you're not a Heritage Act just yet.
No.
Come on, lift that skirt or pull it down, whatever you want to do. Get back on your horse.
Yeah.
Or your pony with wings.
But can I just say quickly, Tim?
Yes.
Also, when Kylie was on the Today Show, I looked at her. I have to say, fucking hell, she's fucking hot.
Oh, yeah.
She looked absolutely amazing.
She glows.
I'm telling you, like I was with my brother at the time. I was like, look at Kylie, look, how hot is this woman? And I mean, she was amazing, professional, perfect.
Amazing, professional, and perfect. That's a good way of describing Kylie. Michael, look, thanks for joining me tonight and talking all things Kylie. And like we say, we're not being negative, but Kylie fans are renowned for pointing out when she makes mistakes, and we both think maybe she has made a few recently, but we're still hopeful, and I don't care. I'll be by her side the whole time for what it's worth. Yeah. Good on you, Michael.
Thank you so much, Tim.
No worries. Take care.
You too, mate. Thank you.